Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hey everyone, my name is Cassie, and on Once Upon a Time in Springfield today, my dad and I will be talking about Season 1, Episode 8, The Telltale Head. Okay, Dad, start the intro.
She's Cassie.
My dad's like Homer, because he always goes out and buys us donuts.
He's Chris.
Cassie used to be a lot like Maggie when she was a baby. She never gave up her pacifier.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a wonderful evening of theater and picking up after yourself.
This is Once Upon a Time in Springfield, a Simpsons review show from the point of view of a dad and his daughter.
From now on, I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the ride.
Here they are, Cassie and Chris.
This episode is about Bart pulling a stunt, and everybody's freaked out by it in the town.
Yeah, the whole town's freaked out, including his friends that he was trying to impress.
Yes.
And we'll get into all that here in a second.
Yes.
What the hell was that?
Chalkboard Gag, Cassie, what was it?
It said, I did not see Elvis.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. There must have been something going on at the time, or maybe just the person that wrote this episode's a fan of Elvis. Do you know who Elvis is?
Yes.
All right, Couch Gag, what happened?
It was the same thing as what episode?
I think episode 2,
Yeah.
when Bart pops off.
Yeah.
And then what?
And then he, in the sky, he comes back down once they show the TV.
Yeah, he flies in front of the TV, Han, hits the
Yeah.
ground. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You're all nuts.
All right, beginning of this episode, it actually begins at the end, right? What's going on?
At the beginning of this episode, Homer and Bart are trying to return Jebediah Springfield.
You can almost say his name, huh? Jebediah Springfield's head.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're walking downtown to try to put the head back.
Yes.
And what do they run into?
A mob of people.
There it is. The head.
Right? I'm really excited about this episode because it does show a mob of people, and there are a few new people in there. We'll get to that here in a few minutes.
So then the mob finds Bart and Homer, and they chase them back to the headless statue, and guess what?
What?
They're mad at both of them, and Bart is trying to tell them a story.
Yeah, and then it cuts to the actual beginning, where the beginning of the story about how he was coerced,
Yes.
if you would like to say, on what to do and cut off Jebediah Springfield's head.
Yes.
So in the very beginning, they are going to church. I thought this was very funny because this is pretty relative to our family. Me trying to watch football, Bart really not caring a whole lot. You know, the kids not wanting to go to church, and then the mom wanting to go to church, and then me still wanting to watch football. All right, so they're at church, and then what's happening in Sunday school with the kids?
Every single kid asks so many questions, and Bart asked this really weird one, and
He was the only one that got a yes.
yeah.
It was funny. They're like, if my puppy dies, will it go to heaven? And the Sunday school teacher's like, no, only humans go to heaven. And Bart's like, if I was in a war and I cut my arm off from gangrene and I didn't die for another 30 years, would my arm be waiting for me in heaven?
Yes, Bart.
Will my dog Pepper be there?
I'm sorry, but the answer is no.
Why not?
Because heaven is for people.
What about my cat, Snowball?
I'm sorry, but the answer is no.
Ma'am, what if you're a really good person, but you're in a really, really bad fight and your leg gets gangrene and it has to be amputated? Will it be waiting for you in heaven?
For the last time, Bart, yes.
All right, the middle of the episode, it shows Bart trying to sneak into a movie. Do you remember the name of the movie?
It was Space Mutant 4.
Right, and then it cuts to them in the theater, and they're being really annoying little kids.
Yes, and guess what Bart did?
What did Bart do?
Made a fart sound.
Yeah, so then Bart's in there, but he snuck into the theater with Jimbo and some friends that are new to us, right?
Yes.
Jimbo, Dolph, and Kearney are his friends, and they snuck into this theater, and then after they're in there and they get caught, where do they go?
They go to the Quickie Mart.
I know, right? And this is where Pooh starts coming in. Yeah, we got a Pooh.
3 jumbo cherry squishies and 1 double jumbo original flavor, sir.
Okay. Now don't you kids take anything. I'm watching you. I've got eyes in the back of my head.
And you tried doing his voice once.
Oh, thank you. Come again. Thank you. Would you like a squishy? I can do it okay. I turn into a Yoda, like a Yoda version.
Yeah.
Want a squishy?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so then they go in there. Bart buys all of them squishies.
Yes.
And in the process of that, what are the other kids doing?
The other kids are stealing food.
Yeah, that's not very nice. All right, so then the guys, they're hanging out and they're near Jebediah Springfield's statue and they say that they want the head cut off because it would be cool, that guy.
I wish someone really would cut his ugly old head off.
You do?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Sure would cheese everybody off.
And also they saw a cloud.
Oh, that's right. They did see a cloud. They were looking at clouds, and one was like, oh, look, a bus on fire full of kids going off a cliff. And the other one's like, oh, that looks like Jebediah Springfield statue. Without a head, of course.
That one looks like a school bus going over a cliff in flames with kids inside screaming.
That one looks just like the statue of our town founder, Jebediah Springfield.
Does not.
Does too. I mean, without the head, of course.
So Bart's convinced he has to cut off the head to Jebediah Springfield, and he does. But then, what happens, Cassie?
He goes back over to the boys and he says, hey guys, you know how you were talking about the person who took off Jebediah's head?
You got it. You're close.
Hi guys, what's up?
We were just saying we'd love to meet the guy who cut off the head of that statue. Yeah, we wish he were here right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we'd break every bone in his stupid little body. Yeah, that's right, man. Limb by limb.
Yeah. What?
It was very crazy.
I stand corrected.
All right, so then at the very end, Bart convinces them that it wasn't his fault that the statue's head was cut off. They put the head back on the statue.
And everybody was like, it's beautiful. It's so perfect.
Look, it's glorious. It's beautiful, man.
All right, Cassie, what was your favorite part of the show?
My favorite part was when Bart started the story and then ended it, and it was where we were left off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. In the very beginning. And then at the very end, he's like, then me and Homer were walking down the street and ran into this mob, and they're like, we already heard that part.
All right. We know this part.
Oh, yeah. Right.
That's pretty cool. My favorite part was when they're at the Quickie Mart and Bart's getting robbed just as much as Apu is by Jimbo and his friends.
Yeah.
I'm like, Bart's like so oblivious to it all. It's really
And he's young.
He is young, but he should be smarter than that.
Yeah.
If you're going to cut off a head of a statue, know how to, not hang out with people that steal things.
Actually, if you do cut off the head of the statue, how did you cut off metal with that chainsaw thingy?
So many things to be asked about this episode.
Yeah.
I've got something I'd like to say.
Characters that were introduced include Reverend Lovejoy, because they went to church and he was part of the mob.
And guess who else is in it?
Ooh.
Krusty and Sideshow Bob.
Right? Krusty's in the mob.
Yes.
But then they show Sideshow Bob on TV.
Yes.
It doesn't look anything like him. It doesn't. But it will get there. I'm so excited.
Yes.
I'm so excited because I didn't realize they introduced him that early in the show. Other characters introduced, we talked about them, Jimbo, Dolph, and Kearney, the bad boys.
Yep.
And then Chief Wiggum.
Yeah.
He was reporting on the vandalism. And then we had Apu, of course.
Yes.
Do your best Apu impression.
Thank you. Come again. No.
Perfect.
No.
All right, Cassie, what's the takeaway from this episode?
Takeaway from this episode: don't destroy property that's part of your town.
Right, and don't care about what other people think, and
Yeah.
don't do stupid things to impress people.
Of course, never do that.
Never cut off the head of a statue.
Never.
I like stories.
All right, what are we gonna rate this one, Cassie?
I'd rate this one 9 dope nuts.
Yes, I agree because there's a lot of new characters in this one.
Yes.
It's so much fun. I'm so excited. We're about halfway through season 1. We're gonna get there.
Yep.
All right.
I feel that way too.
That's the end of the show, everyone. I hope you like the show as much as Maggie likes her pacifier, or Homer likes his beer. Make sure you rate, review, and subscribe. Go to thisisfunner.com to check out some really cool shows. And please, share it with a friend.
Everything really wrapped up nicely.
Thank you all for listening to Once Upon a Time in Springfield. Please go to thisisfunner.com for more podcasts and online content. And don't forget to rate, review, and share the show with a friend.
Ugly dougly done.
The ventriloquist goes to heaven, but the dummy doesn't.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess? Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.